And welcome back to Coffee with the Wolves. My name is Damian Dennis, and this week we're going to be previewing the upcoming women's soccer season, and joining me is head coach Henry Cheung. Welcome.
Thanks, Damian. Good seeing you.
Yeah, it's been a long time since you and I have chatted here on Coffee with the Wolves. You know, it was last fall, end of the season.
November last year, that was our last conversation we have.
Yeah, last conversation here anyway.
Yes.
Our office is next to each other, so lots of general conversations. Usually picking on Coach DeGraw.
Yes.
But yeah, we're here to preview the women's soccer season. You guys are, you were supposed to have a scrimmage. I think it was today as we're recording this. Now it's going to be today when this comes out, I think.
Yes.
So Friday.
Yes.
You got some practices under your belt, but no scrimmages yet. I'll ask you about that stuff and whatnot, but before we dive in, remind everyone we are sponsored by Grounded Coffee Bar.
Everyone, it's a great day to get grounded. With locations in New Lenox and Frankfort, it's always a good time to stop by and try our seasonal drinks, whether that's cherry as summer comes to an end or pumpkin as fall begins. We've also updated our hours to better serve you. We're open late on Fridays and Saturdays now until 9 p.m. Make sure you're following our socials, that's Instagram and Facebook, for the latest updates on our specials and events so you don't miss out. Grounded Coffee Bar is a proud sponsor of Coffee with the Wolves and JJC Athletics.
All right, Henry. Season's just about to begin for you guys. Practices have been going on for 2 weeks?
2 weeks now. Yeah, we started last Monday.
Yeah. Let's just start with practices. How have the practices been going? How has the team been kind of building chemistry and kind of, just building relationships?
Yeah. Practice been good. Started last Monday. This week we have to practice inside due to the weather, storms and stuff, but thank God that we have a beautiful facility. We can always move practice inside. They're doing good. Girls are working hard. We have a lot to work on. Especially we got 13 new incoming freshmen joining our team this year. So, but I'm very happy with the progress.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned the 13 incoming freshmen, because I want to ask, about the returners, and then, those freshmen. But speaking specifically on sophomores first, who's returning? Who do you expect to kind of take a leadership role? How many do you have returning?
So I have 7 returners. Vicky was All-American, second team last year. So really happy to have her coming back, have a great season. Kayla, another returner that make a difference last year. She scored 7 goals, 12 assists last year. So really happy to have all 7 of them coming back.
Yeah. And then let's speak about some of those freshmen. Who do you have kind of coming in who you're excited to see kind of take the field and maybe, just kind of perform and excel for the Wolves?
All 13 of them have their own unique style. Yeah. 4 of them are defender. So we lost 3 defenders last year graduating. So our whole defensive line is going to be a brand new defender freshman. We have a couple of players that, Lydia, she went to Minoka High School. We have Kaylin. Kaylin's from Wisconsin. She played up state champion high school team with her team in Wisconsin. With Bella. Bella is a freshman. She come from Libertyville.
Yeah.
She's going to be another great player on the team.
Cool. Now, you were supposed to have scrimmages today, obviously weather.
Yep.
I have a lot of feelings on the weather right now. Well, I won't bring those into this conversation, but, how has the weather been kind of impacting you so far through these first 2 weeks of practice? Because it started off pretty good, but, all summer, it's been all over the place.
Yes. Actually, the first practice was last Monday, and then got moved to Thursday. but we got rescheduled again to Monday. But we do have a first scrimmage tomorrow at home, 2 p.m. against Elgin. So we're looking forward to see, how we compete. We're another team. Last 2 weeks, we've been practicing scrimmaging against each other, among ourselves. But it's good to see how we compete with, other schools.
And what are some of the things you're going to be looking for in this scrimmage? Obviously I don't know where you're at with your starting 11, your rotations, but and obviously you're still building chemistry amongst the student athletes. What are some of the things you're going to be looking for, and what are the things you're going to be taking notes of?
So it's good, in soccer it's good to have 2 or 3 scrimmages before the season kicks off. Like you said, we use the scrimmages to try a formation, try a different position. It's not about win or lose. We don't even care about the score. It's all about putting people in a different position. They are not very comfortable, and see. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't work. But we're going to use the league's 3 scrimmages tomorrow, Monday, and Wednesday to try different things. We have 4 really good goalkeepers, 1 returners, and 3 freshmen. So we're going to give them, equal playing time. We're going to try, like I said, our back line is completely new. So it will be good to see how they work together.
And like you said, these scrimmages are really important for kind of like that sort of thing. How have some of your sophomores and your returners kind of stepped up so far through kind of this preseason here, and just taking a leadership role?
They have done a really good job. I know they have started talking to the incoming class in the summer. I know they went to get lunch. They went to play soccer, doing some team bonding, show them around the campus. So they have done a really good job taking the leadership role, and I'm really enjoy seeing that.
I don't remember. I remember talking to Chris about it, but of course, when I interviewed Chris, it was like weeks ago at this point. We did his early, but team bonding, kind of like the whole team. Did you guys go on a trip anywhere before?
No, but we have one planning. We're going to Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The weekend of 28 and 29, we have a couple of games scheduled up in Wisconsin. So it's good to have a team band. This is my 5th year here, and I always do like a little team bonding trip. A couple of years ago we went to Michigan. So this year we decided to go to Milwaukee, and for the weekends, and see. Good to enjoy the weather and do some team bonding activities.
What type of activities are those going to be? Going to take everybody bowling? That's what I imagine.
Bowling, I don't think this team like bowling. So we have, like I said, we have a couple games up there. We're going to play a game against NJCAA school, a 4-year school, and we're just going to go walk around Milwaukee, downtown Milwaukee, and it's beautiful. The river walk, go have a nice dinner together, do some team bonding at the hotel, play some game, get to know each other. It's always a fun time.
Now the season properly begins Saturday, August 22nd against Illinois Valley. You've got scrimmages before then. Plenty of practices. It's a little over a week away from now, but you're not gonna have all the answers that first game.
That's correct.
And you may not have them by the end of that first game. But are you hoping to kind of have a clearer picture and a better kind of thought process about what those answers will be?
That's correct, right? So like I said, the league's 3 scrimmages is going to be fun to see how a player work together as a team, especially with 13 new coming players. Also give us, the coaching staff to sit down and look at, the drawing board and say, hey, maybe we should put her on this, make her, comfortable or something, That's very important. But you don't find the identity of the team until like probably the first week of September. So, I would say after like 5 or 6 games, then we really find out, okay, who we really are.
And kind of thinking about it, you got this scrimmage on Friday. If my power's still out,
Oh, well,
I'm gonna show up.
you
with
can
both
show
kids.
up and then come support us, bring your wife and kids. Yeah, we'd love
Yeah.
to see them.
The wife, she's gonna go to work. I'm gonna be there with the camera.
That's fine.
Baby in one arm, camera in the
Yes.
other hand. The other, little Mara trying to run out into the field with you guys, bro.
Yeah, we have her at the camp last year.
Yeah. Season's about to begin here in a little, again, about a week away.
Yep.
Last year, you guys just had so much success.
Yes.
You felt, I think, if I recall, and you can correct me because my mind's all over the place, but you guys just barely missed the.
We barely missed that. We went all the way to district final in Minnesota against the number 1 team in the country. They Delta College. They eventually won Division III women's soccer national champions. We're going to see them again. No doubt we're going to see them. But I think with our team, with our ability, the coaching staff and the players, I think, we will do. We're going to be have another good season, and especially now we have another school in Division III, so we're going to have to play them in the regional championship, and then for us to go to the district.
Yeah. How do you kind of tackle, you had that success last year. You fell just short. You want to obviously replicate the success, but then, take the next step and get to the national tournament. How do you kind of coach that in not just your returners, because they've kind of, they in theory should have the same kind of like mentality you have, but especially the freshmen who, we weren't part of this team last year, but we want to do that.
Right. Well, I think time's gonna tell, right? We have 17 game schedule, right? So we're not gonna win, hopefully we win everything, but season is gonna be just like any other sport. It's gonna be up and downs, right? You're gonna have, like last year we won 12-game winning streak, right? We didn't lose our first game until October 1st, right? Hopefully, we can do that again. I truly believe in the team and my coaches that we're gonna do better than last year, but it's gonna take some time and it's gonna be patient. I think I always say it's not how you start, it's how you finish. It's how you finish. And hopefully, we surprise some people. We always get like good supporters coming to our games. So we need that this year. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Well, Henry, we're trying to drag this conversation out as long as possible. No student athlete coming on today.
Not today. No.
But I mean, again, that's fair. The weather and everything's been crazy. Half the college parking lots are taken up by ComEd trucks.
Yes. Yeah. Happy then they're here.
I need to go out there and be like, hey,
give them the address.
Yeah. Like, hey, I got down power lines in my backyard. Get over there.
It's good they're here. I remember. I think Jeff told me in the past they don't show up until after.
Yeah.
But now they're here before knowing what's coming up. So
yeah, I saw something because I live out in Homewood. Like, oh no, they're prepared for this one. The one a couple weeks ago, we had a tornado.
Yes.
Too.
So hopefully, I know we're getting some bad weather today. That's why the game got postponed. Hopefully, we get some couple games before our season opener next Saturday.
Yeah. Do you guys ever do scrimmages against other teams indoors, or is that just strictly practices?
The plan is, if the game is, because we don't have a turf field outside, so we have to play on grass, and then if the field is not ready, we can always play. Like I said, scrimmage. We can make some adjustment to fit. What we need to be done.
Yeah. All right. Well, Henry, I'm gonna get you out of here.
Thank you.
Again, no student athlete coming up, but your season begins in a week. Good luck. Good luck to your team.
Thank you.
Yeah. And as we wrap up this episode, in a shorter episode of Coffee with the Wolves, we discussed it after I recorded with Chris. We're going to do Wolf of the Week starting in September. So no Wolf of the Week. We'll see you back here on Coffee with the Wolves, presented by Grounded Coffee Bar next week.